Hey guys, it's Sayla with Vega, and welcome back to another Vega Monday Playbook. In today's video, I'm actually going to show you our new update, and this is going to make a big difference when you are reviewing your client deliverables in Vega. And this is our verified functionality. Essentially, this is going to streamline your review process, and I know that as advisors, you are already meticulously checking each section of your deliverable before sending to your client. But now this way, Vega can keep track of the sections that you verified and then tell you when your whole deliverable is verified and ready to send to your client. And right now you're actually looking at a cash flow projection deliverable. And this is a deliverable I created for my clients, Debbie and George Fox. But for today's demo, I'll take you through this deliverable and we'll edit each section and then go ahead and verify it together. And then we'll be good to send it to our client. And if you would like to watch a video about how to create a client deliverable in Vega, then you can go ahead and skip to last week's Vega Monday Playbook, where I took you through that process step by step. So we'll probably link it here, but for right now, we'll go ahead and jump into this demo here. So as you can see, our deliverable is made up of 8 different sections, and the number and type of sections will vary depending on the kind of template that you're using. So we can also go ahead and create any custom templates tailored to your firm's workflow, whether that's for financial planning, estate planning, tax planning, or any other kind of client deliverable. But you'll notice here, we now have a not verified toggle at the top of our section. And by default, it's going to start as not verified. But when I'm done reviewing this section, I would just go ahead and click it, and it will show as verified. But before I do that, let's go ahead and edit it first. And maybe right now, we'll just go ahead and edit by modify with chat. I'll click that here. And then you can either type your instructions, but I'll use my push to talk feature and I'll hold down my space bar and just say, give me the principal planning theme in bullet points. And then we'll go ahead and send that to Vega. So now Vega is going to load and update our cash flow snapshot section. And then it's going to turn our summary into a nice clean sheet of bullet points showing our principal planning theme. And here it's updated the cash flow snapshot. So you can see here are all of our bullet points. And now we are good to go ahead and click verified right here. And then now we'll come down to our annual cash flow, and this is showing our inflows, outflows, savings, taxes, and net flow by year. So I'm noticing here my chart is highlighted my 2026 annualized row and 2027 annualized row. But maybe instead of highlighting these 2 rows, instead I'd rather highlight my 2027 goal funding and 2026 goal funding. So let's go ahead and change that here. We'll click edit block, and then I'll go ahead and remove these 2 highlights, and then we'll go ahead and highlight our 2027 goal funding and 2026 goal funding. So let's do that here, and then we'll go ahead and click save. And then now it's updated here. We have our 2 rows highlighted. So now we can go ahead and mark as verified, and then we'll move on to our next section. And then here we have our inflows and revenue. So this is showing our income sources that fund the plan. And I notice our chart looks good. So we can go ahead and mark as verified. And then you'll notice here it's showing 3 of 8 sections verified. So Vega is keeping track of all the sections that we are verifying. And then now we have our outflows and savings. And here I'll show you how you can edit your badges here. And I know this is saying planning review because this is an action item we talked about in our meeting. As you can see, it says the unexplained $1,700 per month should be categorized before relying on a detailed cash flow projection. So maybe I'll go ahead and change this badge here. We'll click edit block. And instead of saying planning review, I'll just say action item to bring some more attention to it. And I'll give it a error badge variant color. And I'll go ahead and click save. and then now it's going to be updated here. So now we're good to go ahead and we'll verify this section. And then now we'll come to our accounts and withdrawals, and it looks good here. So I'll go ahead and mark it as verified. And then now we come to our scenario review here. So here you can see the different scenarios that Vega gave us. We have our current cash flow plan scenario, and then we have a scenario if George reduces his hours. So I'll click that here. And let's just say, for example, maybe I wanted this scenario to show first in my deliverable. I'll show you how you could do that here. You would just click these three buttons and you click move left. And now George's reduced hours scenario will show first. And if you even wanted to remove a scenario, you would just click these three buttons and you'd be able to click remove. But we won't need to do that for today. And also, if you'd like to add a scenario, you would just be able to go ahead and click add here. And then you'll notice it says here, add a new scenario to the deliverable. You can type and tell Vega what kind of scenario you would like to add. But now let's go ahead and review George's reduced hours. And if it looks good to you, you can go ahead and click verified. And then you'll notice when you click over to your current cash flow plan scenario, it's not verified yet. So you have to verify all the scenarios. So we'll go ahead and look at this one, and it looks good here. So now we'll mark as verified. And then finally, we'll come to our last section here, and this is our next steps. So now this is showing data to gather and decisions to confirm. And if it looks good to you, you can just go ahead and click mark as verified. And now all 8 of our sections are verified and we're good to send or present to our client. And I'll show you that here. We can just go ahead and present right here. So now we have our cash flow projection. It's edited and adjusted to our liking, and all of our sections have been verified. But that's all for this week's Vega Monday Playbook. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.